All right, guys. This training session will be on Grove's mobile app platforms, and I'm just going to obviously explain to you the differences of a certain number of platforms that we do have. So we've got two main offerings, which is business-to-business applications, business-to-employee, and then our business-to-consumer application development. I think this starts on a video. Okay, I think the video is what we're going to. And yeah, this one, I just wanted to briefly kick off discussing our enterprise mobile applications. So business-to-business applications. And you'll understand after this why it is so important for businesses to have a mobile strategy. In the beginning, I discussed how mobility plays an important role to streamlining business processes. And essentially, we want to eliminate complexities in the business. So the easier it is to do something, the better. And through mobility, we can help companies solve a lot of their problems. And we'll show you which problems we've been solving through some customer case studies. Okay, let me hit present. Okay. Okay, so traditionally, most companies have tried mobile app development in the past, and it's been expensive, it's been slow, it's been complicated. Companies don't really know how to start or where to start. So it's been a headache in the back of the mind of a lot of executives of companies, and we find that there's been a lack of in-house expertise. There's large capital investments required. There's so many changes with regards to in the industry. You might be working this way 1 month and suddenly something changes and you've got to gear up. And it's very difficult to achieve that maturity and robustness in the applications because of the fact that your processes constantly change as well. And things need to be added, and then you've got to go back to the drawing board. So it's just been this constant headache. So what is Journey? So Journey is a single integrated platform for building and deploying of mobile applications. So it's a rapidly customized and graphically model business processes and online editor. So you can change and customize according to the process of that app. So, for instance, you're wanting to add in a specific feature when your app gets released. You can go to the back end and make a change instantly, and we'll make updates to that application. There's over-the-air deployment, and the enrollment processes are very, very simple. So everything's done in real time over the air. So what sort of value can Journey bring to your business? Okay. So yeah, as a business owner, you want to see increased revenue with higher margins and deliver higher return on investment. You want to reduce obviously costs. And what makes it so efficient is because we can roll out applications 10 times faster than anybody else. You don't need large development teams. For Journey, if you have a basic understanding of JavaScript, you can write applications and get them out within a couple of weeks. It eliminates all the technological complexities. It just makes it simple because a lot of features have been pre-built you don't have to reinvent the wheel. Journey's already taking out the pain of developing apps. And Journey also, it rapidly adapts to change. And traditionally, you've had an application taking you 6 months to build, and you've worked through it for a couple of months, and now it's obsolete because the way that the landscape looks now, you need to get that out to change. So Journey's got an advantage there with future-proofing and adapting to change. And you can leverage your existing tech skills. So you might have a couple of techies who are quite good at the web or in other development or software development, and you can teach them how to build apps pretty easily and effectively. So again, what makes them different? So I think a lot of things, as I said, you can leverage your existing tech skills. So it utilizes XML and JavaScript, and there's a pretty basic languages, I believe, in developing applications. Got a high-level enterprise app focus. As I said, it takes a lot out of the headache of mobile app development. Journey's built all these wonderful components and features, so you don't have to go reinvent the wheel. It's fully cloud-based, so there's nothing to install on your PC, and it's lower barriers to adoption because it's a lot user-friendly. So another great point is that it's a single platform for building and deploying apps. What I mean is, if you want to build an Android app and an iOS app, you need to have the two. You have to have specific skills for that, and you have to have two platforms, and that's going to take more cost. You have to hire a specific iOS developer to do it. Whereas Journey have solved that problem by having one single platform, and you can build for Android and iOS. It's a platform as a service. As I said, it's a subscription-based costing model, so there's no long-term commitments. You don't have to fork out huge amounts of capital for an app. You pay a set fee every month, and you know what you're being billed for because you've taken it. So yeah, some real-world examples. Fika Rika, very important. Obviously, as I mentioned earlier, with regards to the Vodacom sort of scenario where you are applying for a cell phone contract, if Vodacom lose that information, they can be held liable. So in terms of streamlining the process, so obviously we talked about Mimecast securing that information. The front end of that is capturing the information. So making sure you capture it securely. So when traditionally you sign up on paper. So you've got in your ID, your proof of address, and obviously the form that accompanies that. For instance, those forms go missing, there goes your details, that personal information. So everything can be done through an intuitive application on a tablet or smartphone, and you can actually you can take a picture of your ID, you can do a barcode scanning, you can put all your information, you've got sign-on glass, and I'll show you some real-life examples of the components shortly. You can use Journey for loan origination. So you can have a whole suite of applications for loan origination that captures all the information to sell other financial services. You can be in remote locations as well, and it syncs up often. So you can it's all the information on the application, and once you back up in the internet zone, it'll sync. Yeah, there's a couple more financial service intermediaries, ERP mobility, and insurance assessors. So, for instance, take a car in, you get insurance, then you just do a quick check, a few things instead of paper. I want to use a mobile application to capture all the information, and it's more accurate as well. So, yeah, there's a couple of more examples of how to use Journey. Agents, field workers, anything with a form of clipboard traditionally. You can remove that and just use a tablet. Device, sign-ups, quoting, material tracking, inventory management, personal identification. So a demo we'll go into shortly. I want to do all the demo suites. So this is just a good case study, GFOIS Depositor. So GFOIS Depositor, they develop and manufacture and maintain automated banking machines. And the challenge for them, they have no control over their technicians. Okay. It's costly, ad hoc communication, paper job cards, poor operation visibility. So essentially they'll be taking these paper job cards and filling it out on the spot. And then, if they have to write out serial numbers and so forth, that when they come back to the control room, the people, they're capturing that information, couldn't really see the numbers properly. And then they have to go back to that machine and do it. Just the hassle of driving back there, and more costs incurred and so forth. So the solution is a field service dispatch app. So you could track any job with an electronic job card. The data pulls through Journey to their custom web portal. So as soon as you finish inputting all the data, you can proceed, and that information automatically goes into your web portal for storage and report. So that you don't have to wait for that technician to come back. Here's a paper, then a data capture, fill it out, all just gets into one flow. So the key results achieved there was a 34% reduction in monthly cell phone bills. Because the guys are probably phoning all the time and checking in, and people phoning back to the office for clarification, they didn't need to phone into the office anymore. And then another factor was real-time visibility and call-out statuses, and knowing where that technician is. This obviously led to improved customer satisfaction and SLA compliance and so forth. And there's quite a few other ones that's been used. Larumo is one, and enterprise asset management. And they have to survey hundreds of buildings across South Africa. So that's a pretty tedious process. I mean, going out there and just surveying all these components in buildings. So Journey built them a customized mobile application for a maintenance application. They've also achieved great results, and just saves them a heck of a lot of time. And then this is the one with the reporting time of 37 days to 1 day. This is Western Cape Metro EMS. So these guys obviously have to go and attend to thousands of calls, rescue patients wherever they might be. They travel 1 million kilometers every month, 10,000 by year every month. So everything was done on paper, all the reporting, because a crime scene or not a crime scene, an accident scene would be where it would take place. You have to be quite specific in terms of everything. So, and this would all be stocking up. So basically, they come back with the report, and then the data capture would have to go and physically put that into the database. And that took forever. I mean, just to do one report would take 37 days because they just kind of pile up. Now it's instant. Now that mobile app captures everything from geolocates, GPS coordinates, signatures of all the parties, to take pictures of the scene of the accident, the customer details, who was involved, the patient details, etc. And that came down to 1 day. So that's massive improvement for them, and we assisted in doing that for them. H2O is another one. So you know H2O, they deliver water. I actually used to work for them, one of my first jobs. And they deliver bottled water to companies. And heavy amount of deliveries, and they used to rely on paper-based proof of delivery. So someone coming in, they sign here, and then you'd have to wait for that person, for the delivery guy to come back to the office to process and then invoice. The day. So say you deliver water 8 a.m. on a Monday, and that person only comes back at like maybe 5 p.m. or tomorrow, the following day. You can invoice the customer quick enough, and then it just builds up. So you can imagine there's a backlog. If you can instantly send an invoice to the customer just by signing on a tablet, they get their invoice, you get your invoice, and they can instantly. So yeah, they reduce communication costs by 50%, reduce paper consumables by 87%, and a lot more. Okay, so that's the FICA application. As I said, that secures and makes sure that the information captured is correct, and you can capture proof of residence, barcode scanning, etc. And it's got quite a lot of functions, etc.
Can you add FICA with that Google? Earlier we were talking about that Google feature that you connect, say, to your company in terms of the Google map. So if you FICA, they can actually see. Does that connect? Can that connect?
Yeah, you can integrate everything onto that.
Okay.
So another cool part is within Journey, it timestamps and it geolocates where you are, your representation of that business as well. So it'll know that you're delivering to
this house
there, and it shows exactly where you are for the purposes.
Yeah. I think Uber needs this app because their GPS is.
Yeah.
That's clearly not working.
Get them on board then.
Right. Fly to New York, huh?
Okay, then here's just a folder full of all the journey information that you guys can have a look through. It's got all the case studies, SnapScan, so on the dot, Maxidor. There's some journey examples. There's some cool videos. Let's go through this video.
I2 Analytical presents its new innovative on-site chain of custody app, user-friendly and easily downloadable onto mobile devices such as tablets or mobile phones. The app is an electronic chain of custody designed to speed up the on-site registration of samples, offering full technical IT support and backup. We recognise the effort needed whilst working in the field, and that collecting samples can be a time-consuming process. Supporting new technologies, the on-site app aims to simply and accurately record the sample logging process. The new I2 On-site app is designed to replace the current standard, widely used paper chain of custody. But in fact, the app can also be used in conjunction with the paper version if needed. Many clients use both for a brief period of time until they are confident to fully change over to using the app COC. Not only does the app accelerate the sample registration process, it also eliminates transcription errors using QR codes to provide the sample ID information. Because the information on the app is immediately backed up, this provides the added assurance against losing the COC, it being damaged, or indeed if the weather has affected the paper version of the chain of custody whilst in this field. The on-site app has an inbuilt GPS system, allowing you to reasonably identify and confirm sampling points. The app also has a unique electronic QR code for sample ID and registration. When a project is saved, it is automatically saved on your mobile device, allowing for further editing. When you have completed your project, it is saved to a secure app server. In order to save or complete the project, mandatory fields need to be completed. If these are not completed, the app will ask you to complete the missing fields. You will then have complete electronic traceability of your project. Transcription errors are eliminated as sample data is recorded using the QR code associated with each sample. Not only does the app simplify, accelerate and allow for increased sample information during the on-site registration process, it also offers various useful additional functions. Automatic date and time of sample collection. It records sample AGS type. Choosing turnaround times. Easy to edit sample information and view sample lists. Email confirmation that COC has been received. For further information, please contact us at i2analytical.com to download and register your details for this unique free service. Also, we can visit you at your offices or on one of your sites and give you more detailed information and training on the app's full capability.
Cool. So that's just an example of, field technician going out there. You saw that previously worked. They use everything paper. The lady's pen didn't want to work. So these are all, the troublesome facts with paper, and you lose the paper goes smudged, and then you can't read it, and so it causes a lot of headaches. So mobile app development in terms of streamlining paper-based processes has been revolutionary. It's been great. I mean, a lot of companies can't live without it now. And that's for us. I mean, we want to identify customers or companies that have these issues. And there are plenty out there that we could help. So we open up a presentation, example presentation of how we had a great chat with Jamie Whitaker, who's the CIO of Discovery. And so this is just a presentation from one of our Johannesburg team members, Matt Chittenden, that he presented our mobility suite to Discovery Health. Okay, let's present this.
Did he succeed with this presentation?
Still a while to go. But the cycle in terms of starting off to closing it takes a while. But the interest will be there, and I think there'll be some work there for us. So this is the outline of the market. So 71% of enterprises are deploying mobile apps at the moment. 94% of enterprise leaders think that businesses will invest in connecting their mobile apps to their back-end systems. Top performing enterprise use business analytics more than low performers, or 5 times more likely. And 8 out of 10 CEOs expect complexity to increase significantly in the next 5 years. So, as I said, these large companies are becoming more and more complex. Processes can get out of hand, so that's where we want to identify these areas and make sure that they don't get too complex and makes businesses continue moving them in the right direction. Yeah, CIOs rank analytics as the #1 factor contributing to an organization's competitiveness. So we'll touch on analytics later, and I'll show you why important that is. As I said, the mobile aspect is capturing that information in a reliable or transparent way. So paper-based processes, yeah, it doesn't really capture the information as you want to. You want something that capture the information on a reliable basis. Yeah, so 90% of Fortune 500 companies are deploying or testing the iPad or iPhone. That's very interesting. So there's a lot of research that these companies are going into, and they want to make mobility work for them, and that's where Grove helps to map out and scope projects for companies. So it can become complex, but we make it as simple as possible. And that's just Grove Group in a nutshell, as you guys know. And some results that we've achieved through mobility. And that's the mobility platform called Journey. So the application is customized to your requirement. There are a lot of other companies out there that say, here's an application and make your business build around it. But a lot of companies are so stuck in their ways that they need an application just like their process. So Grove custom builds applications to fit around their business instead of being the other way around. It's rapid, instant updates, touching that over-the-air deployment, automatic data synchronization. Don't need a large deployment team. Eliminates technological complexities. So on analytics, Grove's delivering prescriptive analytics at the forefront of analytical technology. And it just outlines, from hindsight, insight to foresight. So descriptive analytics is obviously your historical data. Okay, so stuff, that data that you built up already over the years, that you can, historical data. Yeah. So stuff that you want to put into your your platform to spit out insightful historical stuff that's happened in the past, so that you can actually then say, okay, I've learned from this data, and that you can actually predict what could happen in the future to make good decisions. And then you can obviously take it one step further and get the foresight of things. So when you take that real-time data from a mobile front end, capturing that information, you can get a lot of insight from these 3 aspects. Yeah, so this predictive analytics answers the question of what will happen in the future. All right, we'll touch heavily on this. We will touch on the analytics side in more detail. So this is just, mobility and prescriptive analytics in full circle. So from when the information gets captured to how it gets processed and optimized. So you guys can have a look into this at your time.
It's on the Google Drive.
Yeah, so everything is there.
So what's it under?
You just click on the links in the sheet. Yeah. And that's some of our customers in the mobility front. So you got Yale, Chief West, On the Dot, Standard Bank, Maxidor, Addison Lee, Britain Chips. It's a couple of case studies that we've assisted. Companies in there. Glacier, Sunland. Yeah, all these companies that we've helped streamline the paper-based processes. So just eliminating paper complexities. So on the dot, we'll go through the case studies a little bit later. So this is a nice video. Just tells you on our B2C applications. Yeah, so that's just a quick little video. Obviously, business to consumer applications we can build. So those are your consumer-facing applications, like your WeChats, your WhatsApps, your any sort of requirement that a business might need in terms of engaging with their customers. If it's just a simple application to get information or more intuitive, it's something that we can go ahead and build for them. And that's quite a big part of Grow's business. So just to recap, Grow's mobility offering wants to be B2B, so business to business or business to employee applications. There is a website that you can go to, that I'll put a. So this is the Journey website.
How new is Journey?
Around a couple of years.
A couple of years, because like for as long as I've known, like you said, building and developing apps has been such a cumbersome and costly process. I'd imagine now that many companies are going to be coming on to Journey because.
Yeah.
So I was going to ask in that respect, what is it about Journey that's completely revolutionized the way of building apps?
Yeah, so that's a good point because.
So then someone was asked like, I've always known apps and so costly, that's why I've avoided them. What is it about Journey that makes it so quick and so efficient?
I think in a nutshell, because Journey's taken the time to really understand the landscape, and component by component, they understand that to make a great intuitive app, your components have to be great and user friendly and so forth. So the person who started Journey, it's Conrad, comes from a tech background, and he knew the importance of pre-building some of the components so that it wouldn't be complex, because every component is quite complex on its own, and a lot of other development companies they struggle just to get past that first hurdle. So Journey's like kind of, because, you know, from a innovation point, they've tried and they've tested a lot of different angles and a lot of different things, and they've, you know, failed and succeeded, and now they have identified a package and completed and put a package together that is so easy to use. So they've stripped away the complexity part, because they've gone into every single in-depth sort of component and made it easy and made it user-friendly. So if you look at the site, I mean, the customers speak for themselves. I mean, the people that use Journey. I mean, we're the front-end sales side of it, so we are the sales wing of Journey. And it's all about, I think, a lot of other mobile app companies out there, they don't really focus on company problems. They're like, here's an app, use it. Or this would be a great app for your business, but without understanding the mechanics of their business, because every business might have a pain point and something they are struggling with. It could be anything from proof deliveries going missing to capturing information incorrectly and not being compliant. Or so I think Journey really took the time to understand business landscape and understand the mobile app landscape where it could be done as well.
So there's no like specific, let's say like intellectual property that belongs to Journey specifically.
I'm not 100% sure that is because, you know, how do you? I don't think you can put the intellectual property on like sort of components in mobile app development. So the way that it all comes together, so the way that it all gels together, that's unique to Journey. Anyone can develop the code, I guess, but it's the way that everything kind of coordinates itself out and chats to itself. It's very, very cool. You can click on Journey, customers, industries, they've got the blog. So there's a lot of case studies, and these are companies with different problems. There might be specific industry problems, like maybe the whole industry might be facing some of these challenges. And that's great for us, because if we can identify that, then we can solve an industry problem, not necessarily this company problem. And this is continuous. So have a look at Journey apps. So let me put that back. I did put it on the. And yeah, please guys, you must read up. I think we're at 4 o'clock now for the rest of the afternoon. Go through what you've learned today. Tomorrow we'll discuss analytics, the big data, and our ad hoc solutions, Flash panel, clear format, backup of file types, etc. So we'll catch on that, and then we'll go through our case studies as well. And then through some process. So for this is the rest of the afternoon. Recap on our solution overview. We've got Google Apps for Work, Office 365, Mimecast, and our mobile application development. Any questions before we call it today? So we will be going through a demo tomorrow. So you can see it in action. You can see how it physically works. Cool.